Okay, so I'd like to go over some things that you can do for your shoulder. So let's say you've had a shoulder injury, you're recovering from a shoulder injury, you have stiffness, you have pain. I'm going to start with some sort of first aid type things that you can do depending on where you are on the spectrum of recovery from an injury or having it just be stiffness. You'll know right away if these are too easy for you or maybe they're not right for you because they're uncomfortable. So always listen to your body. And when in doubt, talk to your doctor, talk to your physical therapist first to see if this is right for you at this time. So if you have stiffness in your shoulder, like it's just not easy to lift your arm up, that can be from stiffness. It can also be because of pain and because of weakness. So pain will make your muscles want to turn off and not function. So lifting your arm up against gravity is hard. Okay, that's like, think of it, it's like lifting a weight. It's like you're already doing an exercise. So if you have a painful shoulder that doesn't like going up overhead, then you'll want to start with some things that you'll do lying down on your back. Okay, so I have a stick here and I have a belt. I'll show you what they're for in a minute. So I'm lying on this table because it's easier for you to see me. I'm just fixing the microphone so you can still hear me. So it's easier for you to see me. Preferably you will do these on the floor. If you can't comfortably get on the floor, then you'll do this on the bed. You can keep your knees bent if you like. You can straighten them out, whatever works for you. Okay? So in this position, to start to take the arms overhead is completely different. So I want you to start from here. So I'm bending my elbows so my hands are kind of over my shoulders. And then you can see what it feels like to just try to reach your hands up towards the ceiling and then back down again. So the reason I'm having you bend the elbows is it's much harder to lift the arms from here. So this is like a little shortcut. So you can try that and see if that's comfortable. If it's not great, you can use a stick. So let's say this is my right arm. Let's say my right shoulder is a little painful. So the reason we use the stick is so that your right arm can kind of hang on a little bit for some support. So my left arm through the stick is helping support the right arm. It's just a little bit easier to coordinate. And just going up and down like this to just get some pain-free movement. Then check. Make sure your neck is relaxed. Have support for your head and your neck. Shoulders would be on the bed or the table or the floor so that things are nice and open in here. So you can just take your time, do that 4 or 5 times, and then take a break. Sometimes it doesn't feel good to bring the elbow all the way back down to the table. So what I often do, let me grab another blanket to show you. And this would work easier on the floor or on the bed where you have more room. But you would put something next to you so that the right arm, see how my right arm now doesn't have to go all the way down to the bed? So my shoulder doesn't have to move quite as much. So it would just be, it would kind of block it. And that might be a little too close to my body. So it just gives me a little bit of reprieve there. I don't have to drop all the way down. So you can start with up and down. Then when you're feeling like that feels pretty good, then you can start to investigate. What does it feel like to go overhead? Go back, come back up. Go back, come back up. And I want you to stay away from the pain, okay? If you just force it and try to see how far you can go, you just set off more reactivity in the muscle. So think of it, if I know my boundary is here, I want to touch my boundary and come back up 4 or 5 times and then come down. And you can repeat that sequence a few times. You'll see that it will start to give you more room. So this is a wonderful way to start to increase mobility in a painful shoulder. You can do it with a stick. If you don't have a stick, I have my yoga belt here. This could be a towel, right? It could be a belt from your bathrobe, anything, right? This can be a broomstick, whatever you have, or a long ruler. So you would do the same sort of thing with the belt. It's not as nice as the stick, to be perfectly honest, but it gives you a little bit more stability between the two arms. So that would be mobility for your shoulder lying on your back. Another thing you can do in this position, and I would recommend using the lift for that, would be to bend the elbow. So it's at 90 degrees right now. So this is straight elbow, this is bent to 90 degrees. And if you'll notice, my arm is angled down a little bit. It's not straight out to the side. So kind of halfway between my waist and my shoulder. And then you can roll the forearm in and out. So this is internal rotation and this is external rotation. We don't need the stick anymore. Internal rotation, external rotation. So it's like you're sweeping back and forth. Again, staying away from the pain. So you might find that that hurts, then you would just stay here. But just that rocking motion, that kind of lubrication, relaxation type of movement for the joint is helpful and it's good for the muscles. So you can do internal and external rotation along with the initial ones that we did, which was the presses and overhead. Okay, so simple things that you can do. Hopefully that helps. And stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to add more for the shoulder and the upper back. This is sort of your first aid 101 if you have an uncomfortable shoulder. And please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel because then you will get notifications as I add more. I'm going to keep building the library of videos. Thanks for watching.